I'm just going to, basically the purpose of this video is to give you a reminder as to what we spoke of the other day, and we're focusing mainly on posture, glutes and core. So starting with posture, what I want you to think about is, let's go through the core first. So we're going to take a breath in, lateral breathing, breathe out, come to the end of the out breath, and I want you to stiffen the tummy muscles. So just pull them in a little bit. I'll deal with pelvic floor separately on another video. Okay, so inhale, take the arms out. As you take the arms out, I want you to open up from the middle of the sternum. So that encourages space. Inhale, exhale, the arms down. But try and keep the openness. Watch that you're not sticking your ribs out, so take out any excess rib flare. So far we've opened up the chest, compressed the abdominal wall. We're going to squeeze into the buttocks, energize the quads, and then just hold it there. Shoulders back a little bit. Last bit then is to look after the head. So we're going to lift the chin, shelf it back, and then grow the back of the head long. So just get that sense of tilting, almost like a little double chin there. And then you try and hold on to that as you go through normal life. Obviously, you're going to let go of the quads and the glutes there. The other way I described it to you is to put one hand just above the pubis, one just underneath the sternum, look in a mirror sideways, and you've got equidistance there. So if you've got that rib flare and you're walking around too military, you can see how that opens up that gap. Or if you're round-shouldered, you'll see the gap close. So you're looking for that equidistance. But the other thing is, as you go into a squat, and I'm talking normal life now, not a gym environment, you try and keep that equidistance. Okay, so there's just a little setup of posture. If I think of anything else, it is what I do a lot, I will put it on the video. So if we went through a warm-up then, I would go through this. I'm going to keep it simple so you can sort of own it. You'd start maybe with shoulders, shoulder roll, and another. And we'll try not to lose our alignment here, everything we've just set up. The other thing I could have mentioned is the pelvis. I'll show you from the side now. So as we start to get into this warm-up, bigger elbows, and then we want to put some rotation in. So one way, and other way, and do lots more of these. This camera will only take so much, time-wise, so I tend to do this quite quickly, but I want you to go into this much more. Then we're going to go up and over, and up and over, and good, and then as you get more into this, you can put in a circle, so circle to the ceiling, and again, but you could do maybe 8 of those, and then you're going to drop down, looking at the hand, open, retract the shoulder blade, other side, and again you could do a few of these, to the ceiling, retract, to centre. Nice to have the sun on the face for once. Okay, and then maybe to warm up the knees, we could go into some light squats. So maybe after that you could do deep circles with a squat, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and again you might hear all sorts of crunching noises going on here, and again. So as you come down, remember what I said about screwing your feet into the floor, come down and hold, screw your feet into the floor and work your knees out without actually moving anywhere, keeping that equidistance. Brilliant. Go through that whole thing a few times and you should then be pretty warm actually. Okay, then we put in, just for fun, and also because it works, some glute pummeling. Okay, so you don't have to do lots of this, probably about 30 seconds, and it's just going to wake up the glutes. Let me just grab a resistance band. So this certainly doesn't need to be a massively long routine we're doing here, but it's how often you perform this. You can do this a few times a day. So if I put this around my ankles, sorry, I'm really stiff because I did kettlebells yesterday. I can barely move today, I haven't done them for ages. So you're leaning into a chair or something, and we were talking about 3 different directions, so get a good distance from the chair, whatever you're working with. There's your resistance band. Little toes are leading. Then the heels leading. Okay, what you want to avoid, and then you can even go inwards. But I would focus more on the outwards. So maybe 4 this way, 4 with the heel, 2 with a little internal rotation. What we're doing there is just mobilising the head of the femur in different planes, obviously on the other side. And then from there, what did I want to do first? Oh yeah, we'll put the squats in next. Actually, you can keep the resistance bands on, no harm in that. In fact, it'll work you harder. So let's go into a squat. Screw your feet to the floor. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. I hope you can see me in a minute when I go to the floor. Lift and lower. Okay, lift and lower. And of course, I'm only doing 4 of everything, but you could go through this a few sets. All 4s, I hope you can see me. Open, close. Open, close. Try and keep the resistance band slightly tight. I'm doing 8 on one side. Then you would do 8 on the other side. 8 and... One of the main points with this, I'll turn a little so you can see me, is people tend to look down at their knees, which is a disaster because we're trying to keep that, again, that sense of gap between the chin and the chest. So if I were in your shoes, obviously don't do the warm-up again, don't do the butt pummeling again, but then you can maybe come back to the hip, back to the squats and back to the glutes, and that's going to definitely have a good effect. Obviously, don't forget your core. So for example, when you're working here, you need to keep the body still, as opposed to what I call a donkey. But also, you need to keep that stiff tummy, because if you don't, there's a danger that you will compress the spine. So keep the tummy pulled up and the tailbone slightly tucked under. Particularly to start with, because your glutes are weak, we established that. That's what we're trying to build up. I would go for a yellow one of these, go for an easier one to start and then progress to red. And the rest of what I'm going to do for you, I think I'm going to put on another video, or I might have one ready to go. Don't forget to book a podiatrist. It's been a long day for your pronating feet. Namaste.